It is Pink Floyd, Learning to Fly. It is the Rock Night Show. Mike here with you. Also, our resident doctor, Dr. John, is back in the country. He's back in the bosom of the Rock Night Show. It's good to have you here, John.
It's cozy.
Oh, sorry,
it's
mate.
Warm. You've got to turn me on. Okay, thank you. It's cozy, it's warm. It's where I want to be tonight.
And we've got some questions lined up already on the text machine. Of course, you can get your questions through. Keyword doc, send it off to 33520. And, of course, CRC, you can buy the limited edition Movember cans in store to support men's health. And CRC are donating 20 cents from every can to the Movember Foundation. And of course, if you match the Mobro in store, you could be winning your share of $5,000 cash.
That's
Get
cool.
That. Yeah, great prize.
Excellent.
And also great to see so many people behind Movember this year.
Yeah, and it's we're moving away from prostates, which is actually really quite pleasant.
And general men's health.
Men's health, men's mental health, and other things which men have, apart from having prostates. Ladies, we are more than just our prostates.
We need a T-shirt, John. I am more than a prostate. But it is a large part of me.
No, it's actually small, about a walnut size.
Well, hopefully it's not a large
Yeah, you
part
don't want
of
a
me.
big. No,
we want it to be small. All right, so Know Thy Nuts tonight. Cheers to CRC. Of course, get your questions to us. This one is an interesting question, and it fits the bill, Dr. John, because this could be quite a judgmental or a hard question to ask.
Okay.
Our question reads, Dr. John, can I get my foreskin reinstated after my mother had it chopped off me when I was born? What a witch.
Evil cow.
He's not happy.
He's not happy that he had the last 3 inches of his willy chomped off.
Yes.
Yeah. No, you can't. Nice idea, but you can't really get a skin graft to take on that area well, and it would be insensate. In other words, have no sensation, and it would look weird, and it would likely to stricture up and do all sorts of horrible things.
I saw a weird 60 Minutes thing where they were talking about gelking.
Yeah.
And there was the guys that were using weights and stuff
to
to
stretch
reinstate the skin because they wanted it back for whatever reason.
Yeah, you could do that. You could put tissue expanders in. I hadn't thought of doing that. That's just similar sort of thing to the gelking, gelking is where you apply traction to the skin and stretch it that way. You could put tissue expanders in. It would look somewhat like a foreskin. It would possibly, but it would be a bit floppy.
Would it be worth it at all?
But that's a very personalised decision.
Okay.
It's interesting that most New Zealand boys these days are not circumcised at birth. There are those for religious or societal, cultural reasons that will have circumcision, but the vast majority, 99+% of New Zealand boys are not circumcised at birth anymore. If they have problems with a non-retractile foreskin, that might be one of the things which will eventuate from it, but the number of boys having circumcisions is dramatically less than in the 50s, 60s and 70s when it was almost de rigueur to remove the foreskin.
And so what's been the change? They've realised that maybe people don't need it as much?
Yeah. Well, there's a sort of homegrown story that the New Zealand soldiers in the Second World War in the desert got sand underneath their foreskins and it rubbed their willies raw, and they came back home and swore that none of their male children would ever suffer like that. So they demanded they all get circumcised. There was a big post-war boom in circumcision. Almost every New Zealand boy was circumcised at that stage, up until about the 70s, late 60s, early 70s.
And outside of religious or cultural reasons, like you said, the only real reason is if you've got a problem retracting it, right?
Yeah,
There's no real point to it.
There's a great point to the foreskin because it protects the glands and keeps that little knob nice and fresh.
I mean, like, there's no point to getting rid of it.
No. There's no confirmed health reasons. There's a lot of debate about whether HIV was spread more from circumcised or non-circumcised men, sexually transmitted diseases. Most of the data is a bit contradictory, so we're saying probably it doesn't mean a thing.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks to CRC for Know Thy Nuts. Keep those questions coming through. Doc has the keyword. Send it off to 35220.